Then about healthy food. When I was working at a chicken factory, um, I had these different what's it called, tasks. Um, I I was working at this machine where I was putting on these chicken wings in this little this. It was like a machine with this with a what's it called? Well, I was putting that wing in the exact right place, and then it would roll down, and it would be broken with two little knives, and it would drop in to the left side and to the right. And they were called ailerons or something like that, I think. And then just this little, I think those are the ones used in these bags of chickens with this spice on it, and you put it in the oven. And it had to be broken at the exact spot on the wings to open these, open it on the right, at the right place, not to break that little bone at the end of the ailerons or whatever. It's a French delicacy, I was told. And while standing there, I was thinking about my life, because I didn't have anything else to do, because you don't have to use your brain to do that. So I was thinking about, why do I feel like this? Is it because of that? And I don't feel like that now. That's not how I feel. But at that time, I had a very negative spiral-like way of thinking, and I would create problems that way. If you think, why do I feel this sad? Is it because of this and that and this and that? And then you create that mess in your head, because it's not about finding out why like that inside your head, thinking and thinking and overthinking things. It's more like I believe in that how you think and how you don't think way of living, and when you think and when you don't think. That thinking in thinking about the right things in the right situations, and when you have to use your head and think, and then when you don't have to do a lot of thinking, to distance yourself from your surroundings, because it can the thinking can do that, and also from your own free mind and free brain, because it can block the mind and the percentages, the amount of percentages that so how much of your brain you use. And so if it's just thinking and thinking and thinking and thinking, and because when I watch or talk to other people, I don't always, if I watch a program on TV and I analyze it, I don't relate it to myself. I see that as that's the program. I analyze it with me and my brain, but I don't in that way relate it to myself. I use my brain to see what is that on the screen and how is that different from me, to not just be the passive viewer that swallows it all. And also I think when when I gave birth to my son, it was at a C-section. I don't know, C-section. I don't know what it's called, but they cut up the stomach and take out the child that way. And my brother had surgery because of cancer, and and afterwards there's some healing to do also in the case when I had my son. So I think what made me not think about how long will this take to heal, and I didn't think about that at all because I was taking care of my son, and that was where my focus was, not on how is my body healing. So I think I didn't think about it. I just have I'm remembering it as an easy healing process, and not problematic at all, and no side effects to the procedure of the birth. And so but I also think it has to do with back to the factory, the chicken factory. I was thinking about how, a lot of things. Also thinking, how does it affect the food, the way it is being treated, and the amount of stress it is. It sounds stupid to me today, but the amount of stress in the surroundings of the putting the chicken pieces into packages, and however it's being treated at the factory before it ends in the cooler at the grocery shop. And I thought about I had the idea that all that stress of the employees would be would enter the chicken. I don't know how to say it. It would be a part of that piece of chicken, and when people ate that, it would be unhealthy. I don't know I don't think like that today, but I think that the surroundings have something to do with the food and how it's being processed. Also, if the chicken has been in stressful circumstances before it gets to the chicken factory. And I think also working there were problems with what's that called? The smell of the cleaning product. It's the chlor. It's what you can put that very. You can put it in the toilet, and if you just leave it there for some hours, all the dirt in the toilet will disappear when you. So there was a heavy smell of this chloride. I don't know if that's what it's called, but a heavy smell, and my eyes were. My eyes were so. It was like my eyes hurt, and so we talked to the whatever. What I'm saying is that that smell that was so heavy that it would affect the eyes and your skin and the breathing. I don't think that is good for that piece of chicken either. Because some of that chloride in the factory if it hurts my eyes, then I think that will enter that piece of chicken as well. We made a complaint to the bosses, and we went on a short strike. Not strike. What's it called? when you say we don't want to work for some hours and then we walk out of the factory and we will wait until those circumstances, that situation is solved, and then we will go back to work. That might be a problem in other food factories as well, who don't think about the environment, the food we eat, and our health and things like that. And that made me never eat chicken from that factory ever again. And I think so. I can understand if people choose to go to a farm where they can look the farmer into the eyes, and he has himself or she has herself slaughtered that cow, and I can understand why people want to buy it from the one who produces the product, instead of all these different what's it called? It's some kind of chain system, I don't know if you can call it that, where maybe that person gets some kind of material for the product from there and there, and then it enters all these processing steps until it gets to the consumer. And I can understand why people don't want it to have that long a travel from the production to the customer. So maybe not the stressful surroundings in people's brains, but more the chloride or whatever it's called in the air. It can be very heavy on the eyes. So I also talked to my brother today, and he said, well, why did he feel so tired all the time? And I said, I asked him if he thought about what he was putting into his body. I mean, what he's eating. And I was thinking that if you eat, I suggested to eat a lot of vegetables and fruit, and drink juice maybe or something like that too, because I think the way food is fresh, fruit is fresh, the same way that freshness will, that very juicy fruit, that very the body consists of, I think, 90% just of water. Also, the brain, for it to work, we need a lot of fluids, and fruit has that, as well as vitamins and other good things. And I know you have to watch out for sugar, and there's natural but sugar in fruit, and some fruits have more than others. But also in the past I bought a cucumber at some grocery store, and I thought that it had a taste of poison, and I was a bit skeptical, because I was asking myself, should I give a piece of the cucumber to my son, or should I not? But I sometimes question my own, but I don't do that anymore. But I did. So I gave him a little piece of that to see what does he think, and he was like, I don't like it. That tastes good. He was like not very old at that time. So okay. So I took the cucumber away and put it in the garbage can because it had a very strong taste of almost like poison. I know neither of us got sick, and if it was a product I didn't buy at a grocery store, I would never feed it to him and use him as the person the kings and queen had to taste the food before it was given to them in the past. But it was bought at a grocery store, and we just got home, so no one could have touched it or done anything to it. So so I can also understand that people want to buy. The Danish products never have that poisonous like taste. I don't think so, but that was, I don't remember what country, and if I did, I wouldn't say it because I don't want to make but I think it could be Spanish or Dutch, but I don't know. I don't remember where it was from, but and I think we need a lot of that food containing a lot of fluids, like they say that doctors, you have to drink a lot of water. They say that to my brother, for example, after his surgery, that he should drink a lot of water, and I think everyone thinks that you need to drink a lot of water, but also you can also get the fluids from other things than water, like juice or fruit, vegetables. So I think, probably doctors say that as well, but I don't remember him being told to do that. So he said that he would, whatever. But so I think, and I heard about the food pyramid. That's what it's called in Denmark. It's something that has been created by some kind of Danish institution. I don't know what to call it. The food. What's it called? I don't know. Some experts in food, and they make this pyramid saying like this, and it's it has these different sections, almost like Maslow's pyramid of needs, and at the top, that is what you have to eat less from, and then in the middle more, and then most of what's in the bottom of the pyramid. And I remember it from my childhood as a lot of bread and fiber and like something like cereal and things like that in the bottom, as well, as far as I remember. But I think, it can make your stomach get a bit bigger because of the, what's it called? What's in flour? I don't think that's what it's called. The white powder you put in bread. But the food pyramid for me would consist of mostly this guy's I don't know. I'm talking about what I think feels healthy. I think there are certain habits of how you eat and drink, and that seem healthy than others. And I think that vegetables and of all different kinds. I just bought some ginger, no, gugumaya, I think that's what it's called, and ginger I buy, and what's it called? Garlic, cut out in small pieces and put in the food, and all kinds of different vegetables. And then when you make this food with meat, and then you put a lot of onions and a lot of different vegetables, and then some tomato stuff, or coconut milk, is that what it's called? And or what's it called? I don't remember. And then some pasta or rice with that. I almost never eat potatoes, but I think it's individual what health is, what different. Because there is this genetic disposition for different diseases, and maybe there are books saying that kind of vegetable is good if you want to not suffer from this or that disease. This I think is I don't know. I don't have a lot of money, so I have to think a lot about what I buy and what kind of what's on sale in the shops and what's cheap. And so sometimes my diet can be I can't buy this or that. I always buy the cheap things, so what's on sale or what's always cheap. And so but fruit and vegetables I buy anyway. But sometimes the meat that's what's on sale, well, that is, so I'll take that. Or things that are always cheap, meat that is always cheap, not things, that's not what it's called. I don't know. I think health is more than that. I think I have made a video talking about that, how these habits that people have and the different tastes, and how they affect all the nerve cells and the tongue, and how touching affects the skin, or massage, whatever, and how the sun tickles your skin, and how how different kinds of music can stimulate hearing, and that is connected with also the brain and the nervous system, and also I think what's in the spine, that's what is affected when people have sclerosis, the central nerve system. That's what if you can't if the signals cannot be sent to the brain, and then signals back to the body telling your legs and arms to move, then uh, Depends now. No, yeah. So I think all these habits and what you look at and how your surroundings look. I'm uh, also going to out in nature and looking at. I think it's a lot of these relaxation videos on YouTube have videos with animals. So trees, snow, rain, well, different things associated with nature, and that with that looking, I think it would be better in nature and then having, well, then you wouldn't have to have the music in your ear, because then you couldn't hear the natural sounds from blah blah. I think I don't know, blah. It's more just no. It gives me time to think a lot about a lot of different things in like somewhat scientific, somewhat personal way. How I, from what I know, and that is not much, mostly my own personal experiences, and I am thinking about mental health and physical health, and that is the same. So yeah, det var bare det.